Welcome to Cloud Trip. This is your host Amitabh Dash, and today in our video we are going to get our hands dirty. We are going to host this static website in our S3 bucket. So as you can see, it's a very cool template. I have downloaded this template from the internet, and we are going to host this in our S3 bucket. So why S3 bucket? Why to host it in S3 bucket? So these are some of the cool features like cost effectiveness. As I've discussed in the previous video also, the cost of basically hosting this website is less than $1 per month. And it can scale up to millions of users per second without even throttling. And also it can, you can use AWS CloudFront to basically cache your data so that the data or the static contents can be served from edge locations rather than from the origin or the S3 bucket. And you can set up the website in less than 10 minutes. And so we have divided this video into two portions. In the part one, we are going to host as I've just shown you. In the second part of the video, we are going to configure CDN so that it can enable caching of the data. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. Let's move on to the console. The AWS console right now. Search for the service S3. Also, I'll be showing you the folder structure. So as I've just mentioned that I have downloaded this template basically from internet, and this is the folder structure that it is having. What I'm going to do is that create a bucket, and within the bucket I'm going to create folders for CSS, fonts and JS, and we'll be keeping all these objects in the bucket that we'll be just creating, and the bucket will be a public bucket basically. So click on create bucket, give the bucket name, and uncheck this block all public access because we basically want this website to be publicly accessible. So click on uncheck and click on acknowledge and click on create bucket. So your bucket is ready. Now search for the bucket. And you can see in the access portion, the objects that you will be putting in the bucket can be public. So go to the bucket. We are going to create folders in the bucket for the CSS and the JS. So give the name CSS and click on save. Create another folder for the JS. Click on save. Create folder for the fonts. Click on save. Create folder for the images. Click on save. So our folder structure is ready. In the CSS folder, we are going to upload the CSS objects. So basically we just dragged and dropped. Click on next. Click on grant public access. Click on next. Go to the folder fonts. And drag and drop the fonts. Click on next. Grant public access. Click on upload. Go to this. Go to the JS folder. Select all the JS files. Drag and drop. Go to next. Select public access. Click on upload. Go to the images folder. And upload all these beautiful images. Click on next. Grant public access. Click on upload. Now as we have uploaded all the CSS files and the images and the JS files, now we have to make changes in our HTML file so that it can point to the correct CSS files and the JS files. So basically we'll be changing all this and we'll be giving the path or the URL of the CSS file. So just copy the URL. So what I'm doing now is that taking the URL of the JS files and putting that in my index.html so that it can point to the correct JS files and the correct CSS files. I have to change the image URL also because the image now is uploaded in our S3 bucket and it's not a folder structure that it can refer to these images. That it is not a folder structure anymore, so we have to give the image URL. Now I updated the href and the CSS files and the image source. Now it's time to save my HTML file into my S3 bucket. Click on next, grant public access, click on upload. So my HTML page is now being uploaded. Click on the index.html, go to this URL, copy this URL, and let's see if the index.html page or not. So yeah, it opened, and as this index.html, this object is made public, so we can access this index.html, this S3 object globally. Now we are going to enable the static website hosting feature, which is given by AWS to host our static website. We'll be doing that because we want our website to be accessed from an endpoint. So website endpoint is a feature that AWS provides us, and we want our website to be accessed from that endpoint. Also, I want to enable one more feature. For example, if someone enters a URL which is wrong, I want the user to be redirected to the error page. For example, instead of index.html, the user types something else. So I want the user to be redirected to the error page. HTML. And in the error document, give error.html and copy this URL path. Click on save. So hopefully our website is up and running, and this is going to be our website, and you can see the website is there and it's absolutely fine. And I'll be showing you one more thing. For example, you give /test.html. So let's see what happens. Look, it redirects to error page. So this is the page that I have uploaded in the S3 bucket. So this is the page that it's referring to. So when you type, because test.html doesn't exist at all, so if it does not exist, it will be referring to this error.html. And this is because we have done it using static website hosting. And hopefully you like this video, and if you like this video, please like, share, and tell your friends that you can host your website, cool websites too, by using Amazon S3 bucket. So yeah, bye.